What do you think of this whole controversy now with Jimmy Snuka that they're trying to bring back?
It's sad. We were just talking about it earlier. I don't know what transpired. I had just come into the territory at that time. Of course, that was before Hogan. He was the man. I hope it's not true. I don't know if it's true. But Jimmy's gone through a lot. He fought cancer, and we saw him, about a year ago. He's deteriorated, and this has added to it. And now I heard that last week or so they postponed the prosecution or the investigation because of potential dementia, so they're investigating that. And if he did it, he has to live with it. If he didn't, I feel sorry for him.
Now, we've asked a lot of wrestlers about the whole Jimmy Snuka murder situation, and when I finished reading your book, I read that your ex-wife...
She was his girlfriend at the time. Was one of his girlfriends. She used to date him.
Because the girl that passed away, I guess that was
they was buddies. Well, they was buddies. They hung out together, and she was in the room when the incident happened, and she said, "What did he hit her?" He went to get some cocaine. She came back with nothing. He just went through an 8-ball that day, and he came up off that bed and he hit her, broke her neck, and that's what she said. Now I wasn't there, but and then she ran out the room. And she left her purse. And she started dating me, hoping that she'd get her purse back from him. But I didn't. I mean, dude, I don't know what happened to that purse.
What was the talk in the back like? Because you were in there at this time when all that went.
Well, what ended up happening in the wrestling world, once stuff like that happened, the talk is no talk. If you talk about it, you get in trouble. Snuka at that time was a big star. So Vince didn't want to hear it. You had to protect the business because, he was with the WWE. So Vince knew that this going to hurt the company. So if I get her talking about it, spreading rumor, it's kind of like the Bruiser Brody thing. I come back to the dressing room, nobody want to talk about it. They talk about it now because Carlos Colon is not as big in the wrestling world as he was during that time. But during the time of the murder, there was hush-hush. The only person that opened their mouth about what happened was me. I was the Long Ranger.
And you wrestled Jimmy Snuka a bunch of times.
100 times, yeah. Jimmy was a good worker.
Yeah.
He could work baby face and heel. I thought he was a better heel than a baby face. But the reason they kept him baby face because who's going up on a 15-foot cage doing that dive? I hate to say it, but I had just left him when we were on our way back home, where we live in Florida, and he passed away. But I went to see him every day. He didn't know anybody, but he knew us.
All that, the controversial stuff that happened with him and that
I think he would have got over it. See, the case has never been solved because he's never been, they ruled him he couldn't.
Yeah, he couldn't testify.
Yeah, so what the problem was, it was taken care of in New York. I was there when it happened because I woke up that morning. We all used to go up and have breakfast, and I seen the ambulance there. I said, one of the boys got in trouble. So I had breakfast. I went to TV, and that's when they came and told me that him that the girl died. What had happened was what killed him was that book he wrote, because he said she fell and hit her head on the bathroom sink, which she did. Whether he hit her or not, that'll never be proven now. But then his book he wrote that they pulled over inside the road, and she had to go to the bathroom, and she fell and rolled down the embankment and hit her head, and he brought her and put her in the car, took her to the hotel and put her in bed, which didn't really make sense. So why did he do that in the book? Because at that time I think he was starting to get cancer, his mind was going, and then that's when they brought it all back up again. 30 years later they're bringing up these charges, So but as far as working and drawing, I was there and I seen it when they were pushing Hulk Hogan. He was a blonde hair, blue eye, All-American. He'd be in the Gardens Saturday night, and we'd be in Baltimore because they were running 2 or 3 towns a night, and there'd be 15 to 18,000 people. The next show, you brought Jimmy in, you turned people away. But Vince Sr. and Vince Jr. had the All-American, but then look at Hogan now. They took him over the Hall of Fame.
And you brought up Jimmy Snuka. What do you think of this whole the murder charge coming back now so many years later?
Well, I tell you, well, if I know Jimmy. I've heard rumors of that story. I don't really know the whole situation, but I'm sure the girl's family's been pursuing it for quite a while. I know they won a civil lawsuit, so where there's that much smoke, there must be a little fire, I think.
Remember Jimmy Snuka, 1982?
Yeah.
He made the father.
Yeah.
Father Vance.
Right. Vince Senior.
Yeah. He made $25,000 a week.
Wow.
Cash. $25,000.
What do you think of the murder? Now Jimmy Snuka is being brought back on the murder charge.
Well, Jimmy Snuka, I mean, I understand what's happened.
Yeah.
Made some wrestler tell me he killed the girl. Some wrestler tell me. Unreal.
Now he's being brought back to court over it now.
Don Morocco.
Don Morocco.
That time you have a bill for the cage match.
Okay.
Remember in 1983, maybe?
Were you on that card?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So you wrestled in Madison Square Garden?
Yes. Yeah. Maybe 15 times. Me, the Tank, Hulk, the Sheik, me on the card.
Did you ever hear the story of Snuka supposedly killing his ex-girlfriend?
Heard that story. It circulated around the wrestling world for years, and nothing ever happened on it. I think she might have stumbled and fell off the balcony or something. And I don't think Jimmy had anything to do with that. I don't believe that at all. I know Jimmy too well. I know he's not that kind of person. And you mentioned how was it working with him? Well, we went down to the Sea Towns on the small clubs and small wrestling shows, but we sold him out because Jimmy had been a big star there. But Jimmy had walked out on Vince, and Vince's punishment was to bring him back. He did put him over me, but he was headlining C shows, which gave me C show money, not as good as B show money, not as good as A show, but a really good living. For that 4 or 5 months I was with him, then he passed Jimmy up to Mr. Perfect, and then Jimmy got beat every night by Mr. Perfect.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.